What's good, Lifestyle Asia? My name is Jeff Staple, and you are watching 27 Questions with me. My life motto is you either get busy living or get busy dying. There is no in between. Growing up, my role model was definitely Bruce Lee. First Asian face that I saw on camera, really just killing it, giving it to the man. Rewinding VCR tapes at a video rental store. Back in the day, you'd have a VCR tape and you would do a rental store. It was like a Blockbuster video, but a knockoff. And if you didn't rewind the tape, you would get penalized. And for those people who didn't rewind the tapes, I was the guy in the back, sticking the tape in the VCR and rewinding it and then putting it back on the shelf. The rise of independent designers. Second, probably the mix of skate, hip hop, and punk starting to come together and mix up, which to me is like the DNA for street culture. Third, Pigeon Dunk releasing was a pivotal moment. Fourth, that really, I think, led into the idea of collaborations. Five is obviously the advent of internet and social media and just leveling out the entire earth. The speed. Hong Kong is the most condensed, fastest, frenetic city in the world, in my opinion. It's a living organism. It's something that challenges you. You have to fight with it, and it can kick you out too. It's like, just really like a living thing. Akami rice, which is the plainest bluefin tuna, and a bowl of rice. It's a staple, pun intended. Honestly, no regrets. Every single L is a valuable lesson. In fact, L's are way more valuable to me than W's. Antarctica. I would just love to stand on the cliff of an iceberg and look out into nothingness. I would love to go back in time to March 7th, 1997 and witness a young me selling my first 12 staple shirts to the 555 Soul store in the Lower East Side and just being like, oh my God, this is it. This is the beginning of the whole thing. It'd be so cool to relive that. My thing is like, I have a very strict routine, wake up at 6 a.m., do my morning workout, do the same thing, and obviously not go to work or like have a ton of meetings that day. But I do find that doing the same morning routine makes the Sunday much more enjoyable. Shawshank Redemption. It's an old movie, Tim Robbins. And if you listen carefully, my life motto came from that movie. Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, Andy Warhol, Hiroshi Fujiwara, and a young Jeff Staple. This is probably why I love to travel. Airports. I think airports, traveling alone, are a great place to be because everything's moving very quickly, but you can be in your own solitary sort of mind space. Collecting comic books, early Batman, Amazing Spider-Man and things, and trying to like redraw those characters. That combination of artwork plus storytelling plus copywriting really had a deep, profound impact on what I do today. Michael Reed. He was my art teacher in high school. He passed away while he was teaching me, and so he had a huge impact on my life. Made me realize that like things can change overnight. Everything I do is in honor of him. That's why the store was called Reed Space. That's why my creative agency is called Reed Art Department. It's all named after Michael Reed. It was the way he taught. When you're in high school, as high school kids tend to do, they hate all their teachers. But here's one teacher that I really just enjoyed learning from, and he put in the TLC, even after hours, for example. Like I remember I was trying to make something, and he was like, why don't you come back at like 3 p.m. when school's over and I'll help you with this. That little extension of the hand was like, whoa, you're gonna like stay after school and help me with this? That's amazing, And just that care was so cool to understand. And even today when I'm trying to pass knowledge to the next generation, I always remember Michael Reed doing that to me and how the littlest gesture changes people's lives, I think I'm very good at spotting things in people that they don't necessarily think they have in common, but I can spot the red thread in between those people and then connect those people. And they're like, wow, I would have never thought I could get along or do something with that person, but it was me that saw the commonality between those two very disparate people. The first t-shirt that I printed that sold 12 pieces, that's a grail. Chapstick. Jeff, you need to stay in your lane. I hate that. Stay in your lane is terrible advice. The best advice I got was somebody said, I don't know what the secret to success is, but I do know the secret to failure, and it's trying to please everyone. I think I'd be a teacher. If there was the multiverse and Michael Reed did what he did to me and changed my life, but then there was no Staple or Staple failed, I would try to follow in the footsteps of Michael Reed and be a great teacher. Stress less, all of these things that we do. It's just work and there's more important things in life and there's no need to stress so hard on things. I look at the sunrise and the sunset every day now. And I really think it changes you spiritually, physically, metabolically. Carrot cake? I'm a fiend for carrot cake. I love carrot cake. I guess when I met Ye was a big one.
I'm with my dad and he told me it ain't Christ-like. I'm just trying to find
My life partner, you know, my wife. I've been with her for 15 years now, and the world that she's opened up for me and like what she sees, we're like total yin and yang. We're so opposite of each other, but what she has introduced to me in terms of the worldview is so different than my worldview that I find it to be the everyday gift that keeps on giving. I 100% agree with you that general public buys into people, not brands. And because of that, I had to come out from behind the curtain and be more of a front-facing entity for the brand that represents the brand. I think there is a double-edged sword of that. There's good and bad. I really think, you look at brands like Supreme and Ame, there's no interviews or like talking head pieces or like in-depth articles or YouTube videos with James Jebbia and Teddy Santis. And then you've got other brands like Ronnie Feig of Kith or Salehi Bembury or Bobby Hundreds, like people that are speaking. I really think it comes down to like what that individual person is comfortable with. Either way can work equally well. For me, I didn't want my vision to be misinterpreted, so I felt like it was better that I actually said my mission versus like having it sort of be misquoted or something like that. The irony is that the moment that you talk about the day of the pigeon dunk, I actually felt like I ruined my career that day. I thought Nike was mad at me. I thought the NYPD was mad at me. Kids who didn't get the kicks were mad at me. I just felt like really low that day because you have to think the legacy and the lore of the pigeon dunk did not happen on February 23rd, 2005. It happened years later. I don't feel like I've made it yet in many ways, but I do feel a really special feeling when I see a stranger that I don't know on the streets wearing Staple.